Have you ever noticed how some people seem to grow older with a sparkle in their eyes, a spring in their step, and a sense of peace that radiates from within, while others of the same age struggle with fatigue, loneliness, and a fading sense of purpose? Think of two 80-year-olds you might know. One is walking briskly through the park in the morning, chatting with neighbors, smiling at the sunrise and looking forward to the day. The other spends most of the day sitting in a chair, television flickering in the background, feeling aches, feeling forgotten, feeling older than their years. Both have lived 8 decades, but their quality of life is worlds apart. And that raises a powerful question. What makes the difference? Is it genetics, luck, or could it be something else entirely? Here's the truth. While genetics play a small role, the biggest factor that determines how gracefully we age is not what's written in our DNA, but what we do every day. In this video, I'll share with you 4 simple yet powerful practices that can help you stay physically healthy, mentally sharp, emotionally resilient, and spiritually fulfilled as the years go by. These aren't complicated routines. They don't require expensive equipment, luxury supplements, or extreme effort. Instead, they are timeless habits, small, doable changes that add up to a life of vitality and joy. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what these practices are, but you'll also feel inspired and motivated to put them into action starting today. Because aging gracefully doesn't happen by accident. It happens by intention. So, whether you're in your 40s preparing for the years ahead, in your 60s wondering how to maintain your energy, or in your 80s seeking ways to stay happy and strong, this is for you. Practice number 1. Keep moving every day. Movement. It is one of the most underrated yet powerful medicines we have. When we think about exercise, many imagine heavy weights, running marathons, or sweating for hours at the gym. But graceful aging doesn't require that. What it requires is movement, daily, consistent, joyful movement. Why is movement so critical? Because the human body is designed for it. We are not built to sit for hours, slouched in chairs or couches. We are built to walk, stretch, bend, dance, and move through the world. And when we move, magical things happen inside our bodies. Blood flows more freely, carrying oxygen and nutrients to our organs. Muscles stay strong, preventing frailty and falls. Joints remain flexible, reducing stiffness and pain. The heart becomes more efficient, lowering the risk of disease. And perhaps most importantly, the brain thrives. Exercise releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that boost mood and reduce anxiety. It also stimulates the growth of new brain cells, keeping memory sharp. Now, here's the fascinating part. Research has shown that even light to moderate daily activity can extend life expectancy by years. Walking just 20 to 30 minutes a day reduces the risk of chronic illnesses, such as diabetes, heart disease, and even dementia. Let me tell you about Haruko, a Japanese woman from Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones, places where people live significantly longer and healthier lives. At 92 years old, she still tended her garden every day, bending, planting, watering, carrying small buckets. It wasn't intense exercise. It was natural movement. Yet she was stronger, more flexible, and more vibrant than many people half her age. Practice number 2, nurture your mind. Let's go a little deeper. When we talk about keeping the mind sharp, it's not just about avoiding memory loss. It's about maintaining a sense of identity, confidence, and independence. Think about it. If the body is the vehicle that carries us through life, the mind is the driver, and a sharp, engaged mind allows us to keep steering life in the direction we want. But here's something interesting. Mental health and mental strength are just as important as mental activity. You could be solving crosswords every day, but if you're consumed by worry, regret, or constant stress, your brain suffers. That's why nurturing the mind is 2 sides, mental stimulation and mental peace. The power of mental stimulation. Every time you challenge your brain, it's like watering that garden we talked about. But here's the key. Don't just do what's easy. Push yourself a little. If you always read the same type of book, try a different genre. If you've mastered one puzzle, try a harder one. If you played piano all your life, maybe learn guitar. The goal is not perfection, but novelty. Novelty lights up the brain like fireworks. Story. The chess club grandpa. Let me share a story. There was an elderly man named Samuel, a retired teacher. After his wife passed away, he fell into depression and felt his world closing in. His daughter encouraged him to join a local community chess club. At first, he resisted. He said, "What's the point? I'm too old for new hobbies." But he reluctantly went, and something remarkable happened. He not only began sharpening his strategic thinking and memory through the game, but he also made friends, laughed again, and felt a spark of joy he thought he had lost forever. Within months, his posture improved, his conversations became lively, and even his doctor noticed better health markers. That's the hidden gift of nurturing the mind. It often nurtures the heart as well. Practical routine to nurture your mind. If you want to put this into practice, here's a simple daily routine. Morning. Spend 10 minutes in quiet reflection or journaling. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Afternoon. Do one mentally stimulating activity. A puzzle, reading, or practicing a skill. Evening. Connect with curiosity. Watch a documentary, listen to an audiobook, or learn a few words in a new language. Before bed. Spend 5 minutes in mindfulness breathing to release stress. Small steps like these don't take much time, but they create lifelong benefits. Remember, the brain is like a candle. The more you feed it with new ideas and peaceful moments, the brighter it shines and the longer it lasts. So far, we've explored 2 practices, moving the body and nurturing the mind. But humans aren't meant to live in isolation. Even with a strong body and sharp brain, life can feel empty without connection. And that brings us to the 3rd practice for aging gracefully. Practice number 3. Stay socially connected. Imagine this. You wake up one morning to silence. No one to talk to. No one to share breakfast with. No friend to call. Days turn into weeks, and the loneliness grows heavier. Sadly, this is the reality for millions of older adults around the world. In fact, studies show that loneliness and social isolation can be just as harmful to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, you heard that right. Loneliness can literally shorten life expectancy. But here's the flip side. People who maintain close relationships, whether with family, friends, or community, not only live longer, but they also live better. They report higher levels of happiness, lower stress, stronger immune systems, and even sharper memories. So why does social connection matter so much? Think of it this way. The body needs exercise, the brain needs stimulation, and the heart needs connection. Without it, we may survive, but we don't truly thrive. Story. The choir that healed. There's a beautiful example of this from a senior choir in New York. A group of retirees, many widowed or living alone, started gathering once a week to sing together. At first, it was simply a fun activity. But soon, something deeper happened. They began sharing stories, supporting each other, and building a family out of strangers. One member said, "I used to feel invisible. Now I feel alive again." The choir didn't just make music. It healed loneliness. And in the process, it gave every member a renewed sense of belonging. Practice number 3. Stay socially connected. Now, let's get a little more practical. How can we make sure that connection remains part of our lives as we age? 1. Be the one who reaches out. Too often, we wait for others to call or visit. But connection is a 2-way street. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Send that text, make that call, invite someone for tea. Sometimes, Others are just waiting for you to take the lead. 2. Join groups with shared interests. Do you love gardening, reading, or singing? Chances are there's a local club or online community waiting for you. Shared interests spark easy conversations and create bonds that feel natural. 3. Volunteer time. One of the most powerful ways to stay connected is through giving. Teaching a child to read, helping at a food bank, or sharing your professional expertise in retirement. Volunteering not only benefits others, but also fills you with purpose and joy. 4. Mixed generations. Don't limit yourself to people your own age. Intergenerational connections are especially powerful. Grandparents mentoring grandchildren, retirees teaching younger workers, elders sharing stories with children. These moments create a sense of legacy and mutual respect. 5. Embrace technology as a bridge, not a barrier. Yes, smartphones and video calls can feel intimidating at first, but they also allow you to see your loved ones' faces across continents, join online classes, or even play games with faraway friends. Technology, when used wisely, can reduce distance instead of creating it. Story. The pen pal revolution. Take the story of John, an 82-year-old widower who joined an online pen pal program during the pandemic. He was paired with a 12-year-old student from another country. At first, they exchanged simple letters, favorite foods, hobbies, stories about school. But over time, a true friendship blossomed. John said, "That boy gave me something to look forward to every week. I felt needed again. I wasn't just an old man. I was a friend, a mentor, and a listener." And the boy, he said John became like a grandfather to him. That's the beauty of connection. It gives meaning not only to your life, but to someone else's as well. Practice number 4. Embrace positivity and gratitude. Let's pause for a moment. Aging inevitably brings changes. The body slows down. Loved ones pass away. Careers end. And yes, challenges arise. But here's the secret that separates those who grow old gracefully from those who grow bitter. Perspective. 2 people can experience the same situation. One sees loss. The other sees opportunity. One focuses on what's gone. The other on what's still here. The difference is not in circumstances, but in mindset. That's where positivity and gratitude come in. Story. The gratitude journal. Consider the story of Evelyn, an 85-year-old living alone after her husband's passing. She felt waves of sadness and loneliness. Then her granddaughter gave her a simple notebook and said, "Grandma, write down 3 good things every night before bed." At first, Evelyn struggled. She wrote things like, "I had a hot cup of tea," or "the sun came through the window." But slowly, her list grew deeper. "My neighbor smiled at me today." "I remembered a sweet moment with my husband. I still have the strength to walk outside." Within months, Evelyn noticed a shift. Her loneliness softened into peace. Her grief turned into gratitude for the years she had shared. She wasn't ignoring her pain. She was balancing it with thankfulness. That's the power of gratitude. It doesn't erase challenges, but it gives you the strength to face them with grace. Conclusion. Wrapping up the 4 practices. As we come to the end of this journey, let's pause and reflect. We've explored 4 transformative practices that can help anyone age gracefully. Keep moving every day, because your body is the foundation of life, and movement keeps it strong, flexible, and full of vitality. Nurture your mind, because a curious, challenged, and engaged mind keeps you sharp, resilient, and alive to possibilities. Stay socially connected, because meaningful relationships nourish your heart, reduce stress, and give life its deepest meaning. Embrace positivity and gratitude, because the way you view life shapes your experience, and gratitude transforms ordinary moments into joy. These 4 pillars, body, mind, heart, and spirit, are interconnected. Strength in one supports the others. Together, They create a life that is not just long, but rich, joyful, and fulfilling. The power of daily commitment. Graceful aging is not an event. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by accident. Every day you have a choice to sit and let time pass, or take small steps toward health, connection, and joy. Even small actions compound. Imagine this. A 20-minute daily walk adds up to 121 hours of movement a year. Learning a new word, practicing a new skill, or reading a page a day strengthens your mind incrementally, building neural pathways over months and years. A weekly call with a friend may seem small, but it keeps your heart and relationships vibrant. Noticing 3 things you're grateful for each night rewires your brain for optimism and resilience. Taken together, these small, consistent actions create a life that is not just longer, but richer in every sense of the word. Closing words. Graceful aging is a journey, not a destination. And every journey begins with a single step. Take that step today. Keep moving. Keep learning. Keep connecting. Keep being grateful. Because you deserve to live your golden years with strength, joy, and purpose. And that, my friend, is what it truly means to age gracefully.